Hello, hello. Happy Stamptember 2023. This is Laura for Simon Says Stamp, and I am very excited to bring you the reveal of the latest Stamptember 2023 release by Simon Says Stamp. An amazing, huge release full of exciting new products. I'm going to walk you through all of them, starting with two new background cling designs. The first one is called Intersecting Lines. These are both glorious geometric designs. As always, the background clings are red rubber mounted on a cushy foam. They are clings, so they'll work beautifully with a stamping positioner tool. They also work fine without a stamping tool. So that is Intersecting Lines. The next one is called Wonky Trapezoid. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but the lines are ever so slightly wonky. Kind of whimsical and fun, still geometric. This would look great stamped tone on tone. You can emboss resist with it. A lot of fun techniques to be had. Moving on to several new stamp designs. This first one is called Checking In, and it has some beautiful floral like border and bouquet and a lot of sentiments. There are coordinating dies for I think everything in the stamp set. Sentiments, florals, and all. And there are a lot of fun heartfelt sentiments in this. I'll just mention a few of them. There are no words, sending hugs with deepest sympathy, sending hope and healing, grieving with you, hey, just checking in, take your time. Very heartfelt. Next one is called Magical Crafting. And we have the adorable crafty fairies, a lot of cute little crafty fairy images. And there are coordinating dies for everything in the stamp set. The images, the sentiments, all of it. A lot of dies. There's some great coordinated sentiments that you could stamp on the back or the inside of your card or project. Like this one here, it says, I thought of you while making this. And then handcrafted, handmade. Then you have all the different types of crafts. There's sewing, painting, pencil, drawing, all fun stuff. Next, we have Friendly Ghosts. This is fun for Halloween. It's kind of a layering stamp set, and they are labeled so you know which stamps go with which to build it up and layer and add extra color. One thing that's super duper helpful is the die packaging. I'll pull that out. I have it in the back of my stamp packaging, but the die has the images, so you can really see how this is supposed to look, because it can be a little confusing if you're just looking at the stamp set. But you can see you can build with stamp layering a pumpkin, a ghost coming out of a pumpkin, a little ghost with a witch hat, a little ghost with a Dracula cape on, and they're adorable for Halloween. Next we have Happy Days, and this is a really cute, another large stamp set. There are coordinating dies for all of those large images. And let's see, what are they? Is that a frog, a toad, a big fat kitty cat with an umbrella, a bear, looks like he's doing a headstand. Is that a raccoon holding a big old daisy? And then maybe a mouse just kind of sniffing the air, sitting on a mushroom. These are really cute. So this is Happy Days, and there are a lot of fun little heartfelt sentiments that you compare with these cute images. And then we have Happy Hauntings. And this one are these dragons. There are coordinating dies to go with it. These are kind of like fun-loving dragons. So these dragons love Halloween. And you've got, what is that, like a skeleton balloon? A dragon riding a broomstick like a witch. Dragon holding a pumpkin. Spider web and all that good stuff. A lot of Halloween-themed sentiments to pair with these Halloween-loving dragons. And then we have Hocus Pocus. Another cute one for Halloween, and there are a lot of images, a ton of coordinating dies to go with this stamp set, images, sentiments, and everything under the sun. There are so many images here, lots to choose from. You can build a scene. You got another cute, adorable witch, cute little girl sitting on a pumpkin. Hocus Pocus, I need coffee to focus. So there's some cute sentiments to pair with this. In a world of princesses, be a witch. So that's kind of a fun, witty sentiment to pair for Halloween. Okay, next we have Cue the Confetti. This is a birthday themed stamp set. You could see the jumbo balloons and a lot of birthday sentiments. There's coordinating dies for the balloons and those larger sentiments, as well as the balloon strings. I had to pull out this balloon stencil set. It's called All the Balloons, and look, they pair with all four of the balloons in this stamp set. I'm so excited about this because I always want to blend color into my balloons, because when you blend, you can get it real translucent. So this is all the balloons, pairs perfectly with Cue the Confetti. Next up, we have Trick or Treat. This is it's giving me Kathy Zilski vibes, but it's not Kathy Zilski. It's very clean, kind of graphic. I love that Too Cute to Spook sentiment there, and there's coordinating dies, as you can see, to go with everything. I wanted to pull out this standalone die called Too Cute to Spook because it's exactly the same font and look that's in the Trick or Treat stamp set. I'll hold them together, but you can see the standalone die quite a bit larger, so you could pair those two together if you wanted to. Next up, we have Artsy Pumpkins, and this is really, really cute. I love the font on these sentiments. It's just unique, and I like it. I love how the back of the packaging shows the imagery. There's coordinating dies to go with those pumpkins and those sentiments. So this one's great for Thanksgiving and fall and just a season of giving thanks. Next up is Big Bold Birthday, and this one here, it doesn't have too much on it, but it's simple and it's to the point. There's coordinating dies to go with those images and sentiments. I love the Big Bold Birthday sentiment in there. And then next we have Elegantly Modern Christmas. So this is a popular font. This one also has coordinating dies to cut out every one of those sentiments. There's also a hot foil plate. So you could stamp the sentiments or you could foil all of them. They're going to give you the same look. And then I do want to mention that the coordinating die also cuts out the foiled sentiment. So it's perfectly sized to cut out the foil and the stamp set. So sometimes you like to foil it up. You get real glitzy for the holidays. You could also stamp it. You could emboss it. So this gives you a lot of options. Next we have Snowflake Circles. If you want to stamp a circle pattern, there is a single circle die separately sold that coordinates well with this. And you can see how it fits perfectly, and it's just one circle die. There's also 5 circle die set, and it's the same size circle. You just get 5 of them. Okay, so you can buy the circle die as a single, or you can buy the 5 circle die set. And these coordinate perfectly with the Snowflake Circles stamp set. One thing I also want to show, there's a pattern circle stencil in this release, and the open circle in that stencil also pairs perfectly with the Snowflake Circle stamp set. So maybe you wanted to stamp but use that stencil to kind of blend color around it. It's just another option to get a little more mileage, some more variety with these products. They can all be used interchangeably. Also, the circle die pairs perfectly with this pattern circle stencil. So they all kind of mix and match. Okay, we have Nostalgic Communication. This is a fun stamp set showing different forms of communication throughout the ages. And there are coordinating dies that go with the stamp set. I didn't have them to show you, but I just want to mention that there are coordinating dies for all of the images. So you have the old style computer. You got the bird carrying a letter. Remember back in the day? Not in my day, but there was a day when a bird would carry a letter. The old form of telephone, 2 cups with a string. You got a flip phone and more. This is Nostalgic Communication. The last stamp set I have to show you is called Drop the Mic, and this is a very bold, graphic, kind of an encouragement stamp set. You ever have a friend who just does something amazing and you want to say, drop the mic? You nailed it. So this one doesn't have a coordinating die, but they have all these sub-sentiments, and you have like shadow. There you have nailed it. Drop the mic, you nailed it. So this is fun to send to a friend to tell them you did a great job. Moving on to some standalone dies, we have a bunch to go through. I'm going to start with this one little single spider. It's just called Spider, and it's just one little tiny, adorable little spider. And as always, I have die cut everything to show you the size, the detail. And so maybe you want to cut a little spider and add it on. Maybe you just want to set a spider on someone's desk just to freak them out. You can do that. You can do that, okay? I'm thinking, I know this is crazy, but what if you die cut a bunch of rainbow spiders? Have I taken it too far? But I mean, that's what I think of. Okay, next we have Fancy Halloween. Now this is why I die cut these to show you size. Okay, this one is large and in charge. I'm going to show you a standard size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you can see the size of this. You definitely would want to put this on a horizontal card, like a landscape, because vertically it won't fit. Unless you do a mini slimline or a slimline card. It's important to know size for some of these word dies. Okay, then we have Fancy Giving Thanks. And this one gives you the thankful and the grateful. And they are true to size for the packaging. So they'll fit perfectly on a card either way. Vertical, horizontal, portrait, landscape, you name it. Covered for Halloween. And then we have Fancy Giving Thanks hot foil plate. I fold these up to show you. And I do want to mention that the previous die set, the Fancy Giving Thanks, those dies will cut out the foiling because I do use that on a card at the end. And then we have Fancy Thinking of You. So we have several different options with this particular font. It's kind of a fancy font. And so do we have Thinking of You? I did that in white onto some peacock cardstock. And then you have the Too Cute to Spook. I showed you this one before. It's got a great kind of twirly whirly cute feel to it for Halloween. And then we have Party Hat. Just a cute little party hat. Now this one I did rainbow stripes because I'm mean. And then for the little pom-pom on the top, I did gold glitter with a little gold gem. So you could customize this in a lot of different colors and different ways you want to do that. Now here's one that's kind of unique. Birthday confetti. It's one die, cuts out the sentiment and the confetti. Now what I did is I inserted, it's all taped on the back because this would cut out everything open, and I popped in some pattern paper. So that's like some confetti pattern paper, but you could leave it all open and make it a shaker. We're moving on to spindle flower. These are beautiful. They're tall. They got tall, skinny stems to them, and they are kind of a layering die cut. So there's 3 different layers to the bloom. You can do 3 different shades of cardstock, or you can blend to add your color, a lot of different ways. But look at how tall and skinny this stem is. It's really pretty when you add all the different colors. Okay, we have Artwork Grid Plate. And this is a standard size plate, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It just gives you a nice clean grid. I'm going to lay this on top of a standard size card so you can really see. This would be fun just for kind of a grid background, just like so. Just lay a couple flowers over top of it, pop down a sentiment, and it just gives you a fun little pattern grid background. Another thing you could do, pop in a spider. Like if you have some small imagery peeping out of the little window grids, you can do that too. You can make this a shaker. Next up is Fanfare Leaf and Background. So this gives you 2 leaves. One is solid, one is an outline. You can layer the 2 together to kind of get a 2-tone look, or you could use them individually like so. So a lot of different options. I like this kind of mod vibe to it. And then we have the Fanfare Frame. So they took the same concept and turned it into a cover plate. I did this one out of some purple cardstock. I'll lay it over a cream card base to show you for size. And this would be fun to turn into a shaker, or you could ink blend behind it. You could do solid color cardstock behind it. Next we have Rhythm Link Pinpoint Plate. So this just gives you kind of a faux sewing texture, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 cover plate. Next we have Layered Cosmic Butterfly. This one is a showstopper. Look at how it embosses that gorgeous detail. The wings are 2 different dies, so you can kind of lift and zhuzh. I die cut this out of yellow cardstock. I added a little bit of orange blending on the center, and then all the details on the outer and the body are black cardstock. Next we have Billow Butterfly. This is another one that gives you a lot of different layering options. So I layered different colors of solid color cardstock. There's also kind of an outline butterfly that you can do different looks. A lot of fun different looks with this Billow Butterfly die set. And then we have the Spooky Cat. So this is a cute little black cat with a witch hat. Now, when I was growing up, I had a black cat just like this one, and his name was October. And so I love black cats. I did a little like lime green cardstock behind for those vibrant green eyes, pink nose, and a purple witch hat. We have stack of pumpkins. This one gives you 3 different sizes of stackable pumpkins. It also kind of embosses some detail in there with those lines. And these are just cute little fun, short and wide pumpkins. Last, we have holly sprigs. And this one allows you to pop on the little berries. You could die cut those berries in red cardstock, add some glossy accents to make them glossy, or you could do like enamel dots or gems to zhuzh up your berries. This is a great one for the holidays. You could make a wreath. Moving on to some stencil designs in this release. The first one is called Floral Whimsy, and this is one of those layering stencil sets. I love how the back of the packaging shows you what it's going to look like. It gives you an idea. And so I'll show you the 4 different stencils. You can layer them up. You could also use them individually if you want to, customize and get different looks. You can do a lot of different colors with your inks. Next, we have floral borders. This gives you 3 different types of floral borders. Maybe you want to put on the bottom and top of your card, add a sentiment in the middle. It's very classy, timeless. We have web, a great one for building up your Halloween projects. Now this one here is very, very dainty, so I think I would recommend using some of that pixie spray to hold it in place. Here we have the pattern circles. I showed you this before. This is very versatile. You could build some great geometric patterns on your background. You have an open circle and you have all these pattern circles to layer together. We have lined arches. I love this look. It's like a tall, skinny arch, and then you have the linear design. So you get the open one and the linear. You could layer the 2 together. Next, we have layered numbers. So this is a 3 stencil layering set. You layer them up and it makes kind of chunky, whimsical numbers. So you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Great for customizing birthdays. You can pick and choose if you want to make a 16th birthday, or you want to just do a numbered background. You can customize the colors. Here I showed you this one before, all the balloons. There are 4 different sizes of big bold balloons. There's also the masks if you want to blend outside of the balloon. And then here's another one to just step it up a notch. We have all the balloons patterns. So this one gives you patterns that you can add to your balloon stencil. So it's like a stencil on a stencil. You know what I mean? And look at how it's kind of distorted. It gives you that round feel. So you could do stripes, hearts, polka dots. You can just zhuzh up your balloons. This is really fun. I'm excited to try that one. Okay, we've got some exciting new products by Kathy Zilski. This first one is called Sassy Friends, and it's just a sassy sentiment set. We've been friends for so long, I can't remember which one of us is the bad influence. Remember that one time when I have completely forgot. Friends don't let friends do stupid things, at least not without taking a picture first. If you just get me. It's probably you. Best friends. If you don't have something nice to say about someone, call me. Oh my gosh. Know what I'm saying? Finish each other's sandwiches since like forever. Share selfies taken when looking down and still think they're pretty. I love you, double chin and all. Can call you at 4 a.m. and know you'll pick up unless my phone is on D&D. I'm here for you 100% minus the 1% when I'm in the bathroom. Oh, who am I kidding? Okay, only Kathy Zilski could pull this off. There's good friends, there's better friends, and then there's you. Bestie level activated. A good friend knows your stories. A best friend helped you write them. Here's to more literary shenanigans. I'm at your beck and call forever. There's coordinating dies. Kathy Zilski. How fun would it be to stamp these on the inside of your card? And then we have Holiday Typewriter. So it's the classic holiday sentiments with that typewriter font. There's coordinating dies to go with them. I love this new font by Kathy Zilski. I always look forward to her designs, and I'm excited for the holiday ones. We have enjoy phrases. So she's got a new word now, enjoy. And this one here gives you all little sub-sentiments to go with that word enjoy. I hope you live, love, laugh the heck out of this glorious day. This handmade card took several hours to create, and not to mention the excessive financial investment. So all these little sub-sentiments that you can put with the word enjoy, and there's coordinating dies to go with that. And then here, this one is called Seasons Greetings. So I am not going to be able to read all of these, but they're smaller little sub-sentiments for all the seasons, like Happy New Year, Happy Valentine's Day, good luck, Happy Spring, let's enjoy summer, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Halloween, Happy Hanukkah, just one for every season throughout the summer. Happy Halloween. This one here is just one die. It die cuts this little stacked Happy Halloween. I did it in black cardstock, laid it over some orange. Of course, you have the letters that pop out. You got the positive and the negative that you can use. You can put acetate on the back of this, turn it into a shaker. It's just clean, graphic, Halloween, Kathy Zilski style. Holiday Typewriter Trio. 3 words with that typewriter font. They're very dainty, kind of on a line. I die cut them with some red cardstock. You've got peace, joy, and merry. Next up is Halloween Stack. Again, one die, and it die cuts it all in one shebang. I did this one here out of a mixture. I kind of layered and inlaid different solid color cardstock. Trick or treat, boo, and some eek. So this one I did in a mixture of purple and lime green. And then last we have the Enjoy word die, which I did out of white cardstock on some aqua. This would pair perfectly with the Enjoy phrases stamp and die set that I showed you before. Okay, now we have a slew of new embossing folder designs. This first one is called Floral Wreath, and of course I have embossed them all to show you the incredible texture. I did a variety of solid color cardstock. This one here is just some craft or khaki. You can see the incredible texture of that floral wreath. Next up we have Wild Berry Wreath. So this one gives you not a complete wreath, but you got the berries on it. It'd be beautiful for the holidays. You can see the pine cones there and the berries. The texture is amazing. Then we have Hibiscus Cluster. Did this one out of some purple cardstock. You can see those hibiscus. There's so many fun techniques out there with embossing folders these days, with ink blending over top of it. Jennifer McGuire has done some incredible techniques with embossing folders. And then we have Bountiful Blooms. Now this one has 3 dies that coordinate with it. So I'll show you what it looks like if you just emboss it. I mean, it's beautiful. But then you can die cut the blooms. I recommend die cutting first and then embossing second. So you've got these embossed little die cuts that coordinate with. And you could use the blooms, the die cut blooms, on a totally other project. Or you can mix them together to get textural magic. Okay, here's another one. Brilliant Cone Flower, and it does have 1 die to go with it. So you've got these cone flowers. There's 3 of them there. I did it on some dark evergreen cardstock, and then I die cut one out of yellow cardstock and embossed it, and I added a little ink blending, a little bit of orange, a little bit of cappuccino on the top to give that cone flower look. Next we have Arched Forest. Again, an embossing folder with a coordinating die. So here's what it looks like if you just emboss it. Here's what it looks like if you die cut it first and then emboss it. You get the cutout textural tree trunks. You could layer them together. I think this would work great for Halloween, but also just kind of a, if you like, you know, kind of woodsy, moody vibe. You could turn it into a shaker too. That would be an option. Okay, next we have Leaf Tumble. Look at these beautiful billowy leaves. Covers the entire panel. There's no coordinating dies for this one. It's just a Leaf Tumble embossing folder. And then we have Gliding Butterflies. Okay, look at the detail on this butterfly embossing folder. Every butterfly has texture. And then you could die cut a couple of the butterflies. you can put them back in the embossing folder to give them that texture. I did 2 different ones. They really pop on this island blue cardstock. And then of course you have the little body. I don't know what you call that. I call it the body of the butterfly. The little center part I did out of navy. Just layering these, so if you want to mix and match, you could use the butterflies on a separate project. But a lot of different options for gorgeous textural gliding butterflies. Next we have Plentiful Poppies. And this one here is just a straight up embossing folder. I did it on some dull pink cardstock. Look at those. They're kind of like bulbous poppies. Okay, and here's Haunted Manor, a great one for Halloween. So you get the Haunted Mansion here, which I did out of some slate cardstock. Look at the texture on that Haunted Mansion. And then there's also a few little doodads. There's some ghosts. There's a skull. There's a wrought iron fence that I just did those out of white, but you might want to do the wrought iron fence out of black. You can mix and match the colors for Halloween if you want to make this really spooky, or maybe you want to make it just kind of fun. It looks great with the gray on the purple with the white ghosts. It's really textural and fun for Halloween. And then we have party balloons. So this one I did out of red. Look at the balloon background. They're just like popping out at you. And then there is a balloon die, which I die cut several of these, put them back in the embossing folder, and it kind of gives the balloon a little bit of roundness to it. And you could pop these back on if you want to cover the whole entire background with colorful balloons. How cute would that be? Or you could use these balloons on a separate project. Look at this. Party balloons. Keeping with the party theme, we have party candles. So this one gives you a background of confetti and candles. I like these tall, textural, skinny candles. And then there's a die that die cuts 3 candles. I die cut them first, ran them through the embossing folder to get that texture. You can pop them back down onto the candles to give a lot of color, or you could use the candles separately. And so this is Party Candles embossing folder with the dies. We have a few new sentiment strip designs. This first one is called Birthday Wishes, and they have that kind of fancy font, this new fancy font. I've never seen sentiment strips with this font, so that's kind of refreshing. You get 4 sheets, black on white. They are all the same sentiments. And then you have the reverse Birthday Wishes. Again, 4 sheets. They're all the same sentiments with that kind of fancy font to them. These work well with the sentiment label dies. You could use a little guillotine trimmer to cut them out. And then we have the typed Christmas. These kind of go with Kathy Zilski's typewriter font. There is a mixture of sentiments, so not all of the sheets are the same. And then you have the reverse typed Christmas. These are my favorite. I love the white on black. They really pop. I love this font for Christmas, season's greetings, happy holidays, joyful, and there's different sizes. Sometimes I like to use the really small one. Sometimes I like the bigger. We have some new ink cubes in the house. We have the orange leaves ink cubes. It gives you peachy, grapefruit, mandarin, latte, cappuccino, and mocha. I'll take one out to show you. These are the classic positively saturated ink colors. The ink pads are juicy, squishy. They stamp like butter. They blend like butter, and they're a great little travel size. So that's the orange leaves ink cubes. Now you have the purple fields ink cubes. Gives you lilac, orchid, amethyst, heather, violet, and iris. So if you like to have a bunch of color choices, but you don't have a lot of room, this is a great option. There's also the new anti-static powder refills. You can buy the single use or you can buy the bulk refill. So here's the single use. It just gives you a small amount if you want to refill your powder tool. I got to tell you, I didn't think I needed a powder tool, but once I started using this powder tool, I don't know why I haven't been using it my whole life. It's fantastic. So this is like a refill. If you want to buy a little refill or you want to buy a bulk, there's 2 different size options. There's also a new Simon Says Stamp white re-inker, and this is to re-ink the white ink. This is pigment ink, and it stamps beautifully on darker solid color cardstock. And now we have a refill to go with it. There's also a couple new sequin mixes. We have the orange leaves sequins and the purple fields. Now here's the orange leaves. They're kind of, I would say, more confetti. They don't have the hole in the middle, but they're iridescent orange, and you get the 3 different sizes. Here's the purple fields, a great little mixture of purple shades. Some are lighter, darker, iridescent, and these 2 colors together are great for Halloween projects, shakers. I use them on my project. That is everything from the STAMPtember 2023 release. Before we go, I just want to share a couple projects that I've created using several of these new products. For my first card, I used the Kathy Zilski Halloween stack, and I stripped it up behind for lots of Halloween fun and color. This one here uses a bunch: the brilliant coneflower embossing folder, the elegantly modern Christmas foil plate with the artwork grid plate for the background. Make sure and check out the Simon Says Stamp blog for more inspiration and information on the latest STAMPtember 2023 release. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and here's to a fabulous STAMPtember.
Hi there, I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at SimonsSaysStamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.